Good evening, and welcome to T. Lore and Counsel Spa Day for the month of May. Today, I would like to share with you on love and relationships and when is the right time to awaken love. And I want to share with you from the book of Song of Songs, which is mostly geared toward love. And we're going to start with chapter 2, 1 through 7. And it talks about, I am the rose of Sharon, the lily of the valley. Yes, compared to other women, my beloved is like a lily among thorns. And compared to other youths, my lover is like the finest apple tree in the orchard. I am seated in his delightful shade, and his fruit is delicious to eat. He brings me to the banquet hall, so everyone can see how much he loves me. Oh, feed me with your love, your raisins and your apples, for I am utterly lovesick. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. Promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the swift gazelles and the deer of the wild, not to awaken love until the time is right. This passage talks about strong feelings. The rose of Sharon and lily of the valley were flowers commonly found in Israel. The young girl saw herself as a flower. Solomon looked at his beloved as more than just a flower. She was extraordinary, a lily among thorns. Let's look at the word throne and its meaning. Thorns is something that causes distress or irritation. Solomon's beloved was not like the other women who caused distress or irritation. She was sweet and unique, and Solomon loved her so. His feelings for her ran deep, and he showed it to her by announcing it to everyone. There is nothing more vital than encouraging and appreciating the person you love. Be sure to tell your spouse, I love you every day. But I'm going to take it a step further and say, tell your family, whether it's your mother, father, sister, brother, cousins, nephews, nieces, aunts, uncles, and your friends, how much you love them every day, and show that love by your actions, because actions do speak louder than words. You can show them two ways, by telling them and showing them, and those two work together. Feelings of love can create emotions that overpower reason. Young people, and older people too, are too often in a hurry to develop an intimate relationship based on their strong feelings. But feelings aren't enough to support a lasting relationship. Feelings are not enough to support a lasting relationship. The verse of 7 says, promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the swift gazelles and the deer of the wild, not to awaken love until the time is right. Encourages us not to force romance, lest the feelings of love grow faster than the commitment needed to make love last. Patiently wait for feelings of love and commitment to develop together. Feelings of love and commitment work together. You cannot have one without the other. When you rush ahead without waiting for love, you are setting yourself up for heartbreak and disappointments. Waiting will reveal the true motives and intentions of those around you. Most people today believe that waiting is wasting time. But I'm here to tell you that waiting time is not wasting time. I'm going to say that again. Waiting will reveal the true motives and intentions of those around you. Most people today believe that waiting is wasting time. Waiting time is not wasting time. And this goes along with James chapter 1 and 4, where it says, when you or your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be strong in character and ready for anything. Waiting guarantees favorable results. As my grandmother used to say, if he loves you, he will wait. Do not awaken love until the time is right. If he says he loves you, he will wait until the right time. But if he's making excuses why he got to have it now, he got to have sex now, then that lets you know he does not love you. He's lusting for you, and that's not love. So do not awaken love until the time is right. That is why so many people are divorcing, breaking up, and getting back together again. They're on a merry-go-round because they refuse to wait on love. They got to have it now. They just have to have sex now. So many people mistake sex for love. They get love and lust mixed up. Love is a strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. Love is an attraction based on sexual desire. Love is affection and tenderness felt by lovers. Lust is just an obscene or vulgar act. And there's another kind of love. As far as care and safety of family. In chapter 3 of Song of Songs, it talks about, the young woman talks about, one night as I lay in bed, I yearned deeply for my lover, but he did not come. So I said to myself, I will get up now and roam the city, searching for him in all its streets and squares. But my search was in vain. The watchmen stopped me as they made their rounds, and I said to them, have you seen him anywhere? This one I love so much. A little while later, I found him and held him. I didn't let him go until I had brought him to my childhood home, into my mother's bedroom where I had been conceived. Promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the swift gazelles and the deer of the wild, not to awaken love until the time is right. In this passage, many scholars agree that the girl was recalling a dream that caused her to become so concerned about her lover's whereabouts that she arose in the middle of the night to search for him. When you love someone, you would do all you can to ensure the safety of that person and care for his or her needs, even at the cost to your personal comfort. This is demonstrated most often in small actions: getting your spouse a glass of water, leaving work early to attend some function your child is involved in, or sacrificing your personal comfort to tend to the needs of a friend. Love will cause you to take on the responsibilities that you should take on as a mother, as a father, as a wife, as a husband, or whatever you're titled under. It will cause you to care for your family and to stick with your family. You don't walk out. Love doesn't cause you to walk out and throw in the towel when things get tough. Love will cause you to take care of your spouse or loved one who is sick. Love will cause you to stand in the gap or middle in prayer for your spouse and loved ones. Love will hold the union of marriage and family together. A family that prays together stays together. The reason the love of many have waxed cold is because they have kicked love out and replaced love with their own selfish desires. I will say that again. The reason the love of many have waxed cold is because they have kicked love out and replaced love with their own selfish desires. Love will cause you when your spouse leaves you to fight for him. Once again, love will cause you when your spouse leaves you to fight for him or her. Love will cause you when your children run away to get up and search for them and fight for them. Love will cause you to go the extra mile for your loved ones and friends. Someone said, what love got to do with it? Love has plenty to do with it. Love has everything to do with it. Love will cause you to do for your spouse, family, and friends without asking for anything in return. That's what love got to do with it. Whatever you find your hands to do, do it honestly and with gladness. Just like the Proverbs 31 woman. She was a wise woman who used her hands for good. She built her home on a good foundation. Her children and husband called her blessed. She made sure that her family needs were met. Now that's love. That's what love has to do with it. Make sure not to awaken love until the time is right. Third, there's another kind of love, freely showing affection. Song of Songs chapter 8 verses 1 through 4 talks about it. Oh, if only you were my brother who nursed at my mother's breast. Then I could kiss you no matter who was watching, and no one would criticize me. I would bring you to my childhood home, and there you would teach me. I would give you spiced wine to drink, my sweet pomegranate wine. Your left hand would be under my head, and your right hand would embrace me. I want you to promise me, O women of Jerusalem, not to awaken love until the time is right. In the ancient Near East, and this is what I looked up, in the ancient Near East, it was improper to show public affection except between family members. The girl is wishing that she could freely show affection to her lover even in public. With family members, it's easy to show affection in public. You can hug them, kiss them on the cheek, even hold their hands, and no one would think that is wrong. Oh, but when it comes to an actual person that isn't related by blood, it's a whole different story. And that was the ancient times. And in some countries, they are like that now, where you cannot show affection in public except for if it's family members. But if it's someone that's not related, you cannot show affection in public. That story is, I saw her or him. So let me back up. Oh, but when it comes to an actual person that isn't related by blood, it's a whole different story. And that story goes like this. I saw her and him with a girl or boy holding hands. People love to gossip and spread stories about you, whether it's innocent or not. Sometimes the affection that some people display is lewd or improper for a public setting. And I have seen some men with their hand inside the woman's pants. I have seen couples French kissing in public. Those things should really be done in a private atmosphere, because you have different ages that are out in public. You have the babies. The babies don't need to be seeing your tongue hanging in someone else's mouth. So that type of stuff should be done in a private atmosphere. So how do you freely show affection in public to your lover or the person you are dating without getting criticized? When I was growing up, it was forbidden to let a boy kiss you or hold hands with you. The older folks felt that such display would lead to early pregnancy. And I'm 37, so I was raised the old-fashioned way, So for me growing up, it was just forbidden to let a boy kiss you, to let a boy touch you, and because the older people felt you're growing up too fast, you're trying to be fast, or you're trying to be mannish, and they looked at getting pregnant at an early age. So how do you freely show affection in public to your lover or the person you are dating without getting criticized? Well, how about giving your lover a smile? That can be known as an affection. How about encouraging words? Or simply just being there? Having a simple conversation with no strings attached. Keep the conversation simple and pure. If it wanders into another area about sex, it is up to you to be responsible in the choices that you make. Especially if you are an adult or a young adult. It is up to you to be responsible in the choices that you make. We all make choices. And we all are responsible for our own selves and the choices that we make. Because sometimes we can be led into a danger zone when it comes to sex. When it comes to falling for someone, you wonder if they're the right one for you, and hooking up with someone that may be right for you or may not be right for you. Those are choices and chances that you make. But what I'm trying to say is play it safe. Be safe. Yes, we all have made mistakes. Yes, we all have went far and beyond. And we all look back and say, if I had it to do all over again, I would do it differently. But just be responsible, be wise in the choices that you make. So do not awaken love until the time is right. Do not awaken love until you are ready. Do not let anyone pressure you or force intimacy upon you, because then it wouldn't be love but lust. Let me say that again. Do not awaken love until the time is right. Do not awaken love until you are ready. Do not let anyone pressure you or force intimacy upon you, because then it wouldn't be love but lust. Lust isn't worth you risking your body. Lust isn't worth you risking sexual diseases. Lust isn't worth you losing your life to AIDS or HIV. When you wait on love, You can avoid dangerous situations. You may ask, what if I've been tricked by this man or woman? They said they loved me. Well, as I have stated earlier in this message, wait, because waiting will reveal the true motives and intentions of those around you. I will add that enough waiting brings enough truth about that person or situation. Again, enough waiting brings enough truth about that person or situation. So do not awaken love until the time is right. I want to thank you for joining us at T. Lord and Counsel Spa Day, and I hope what was spoken to you today will be a blessing and will encourage you. And I just want to thank everyone for coming out and sharing. Thank you.